Struggling to start something big with zero money, zero skills, and zero support? Jack Ma had nothing, no connections, no tech background, and got rejected by 30 jobs. But what he did have turned him into one of the richest men in the world. In this video, we'll break down exactly how he did it and why your lack of resources might actually be your biggest advantage. Wait till you hear how he beat eBay at their own game. Alright, let's paint a picture here. Imagine a scrawny kid from a small town in China failing his college entrance exams not once, but twice. He applies to over 30 jobs and gets turned down every single time. Even KFC, back when they were opening up in his city, said, "Nah, you're not what we're looking for." That's Jack Ma's story. Sounds like a guy who's doomed to flop, right? Wrong. Today, he's worth over $25 billion and has inspired millions to chase their dreams. First off, Jack Ma's all about dreaming big but starting small. He didn't wake up one day with Alibaba fully formed in his brain. Back in 1995, he was just a guy who'd barely touched a computer. He stumbled across the internet during a trip to the US and it blew his mind. He saw a future where people could buy and sell stuff online even though no one in China was doing it yet. His big dream was to connect Chinese businesses to the world, but he didn't have cash, fancy tech, or even a real office. He started in his tiny apartment with 17 friends who believed in him. Here's the lesson. You don't need a fat bank account or a corner office to kick things off, just a spark of an idea and the guts to run with it. Now, here's where it gets juicy. Jack says you've got to love what you do, or at least fake it till you make it. He wasn't some tech genius drooling over code. He actually hated math growing up, but he loved the idea of helping people through business. When he launched Alibaba, he wasn't chasing dollar signs. He wanted to solve a problem. Small businesses couldn't get their stuff out there. Passion kept him going when everyone else said he was nuts. Think about it. If you're stuck in a job you hate, you're not gonna hustle for it. Find something that lights a fire in you, even if it's just a flicker at first. Next up, he got this wild take on failure. Most of us run from it like a swarm of bees. Jack, he practically hugs it. He says, if you don't fail, you're not trying hard enough. After bombing those exams and job hunts, he could have called it quits. Instead, he saw every no as a stepping stone. When Alibaba started, it was a mess. Barely any users, no profits, and investors laughing in his face. But Jack kept tweaking, learning, and pushing. By 2000, they'd scored $25 million from big investors. So, don't dodge failure, let it teach you how to win. And here's a big one. Jack swears by hiring people smarter than you. Sounds scary, right? Like, what if they outshine you? But Jack's logic is gold. He says, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. Early on, he knew he wasn't a tech whiz, so he brought in folks who were. His job wasn't to code the site, it was to dream up the vision and rally the team. He once joked, I'm like a blind man riding a tiger. I just hold on and trust the ride. Letting smarter people handle the details turned Alibaba into a powerhouse. So if you're trying to do it all yourself, Jack's saying you're capping your own potential. Then there's his obsession with customers. When Alibaba launched, Jack's crew focused on making it dead simple for small businesses to sell online. They'd stay up all night fixing bugs or answering questions, even when they weren't raking in cash. He'd say, treat your customers like kings and they'll keep coming back. It's why Alibaba beat out eBay in China. Jack's team listened to what people actually wanted. Compare that to today, companies chasing trends instead of solving real problems. Put your customers first and the money will follow. And here's something most people overlook. Jack Ma believes timing is everything. He once said, opportunity lies in the place where the complaints are. When everyone else was chasing flashy trends, Jack listened to what people were frustrated about. He built solutions around pain points, not hype. For example, while competitors raced to serve the rich, Jack focused on empowering small businesses, a group that was being ignored. He didn't wait for perfect conditions. He acted fast when the window opened. So if you spot a problem nobody's solving, don't wait. That frustration you're seeing, it might be your shot. Timing it right can make the difference between a flop and a fortune. Here's another gem. Jack says, don't copy, create. Back in the 90s, everyone thought the internet was just for big shots in the US. Jack didn't try to ape Amazon or eBay, he built something new for China's market. When eBay came knocking, he didn't blink, he launched Taobao, a site tailored for local buyers and sellers, and gave it away for free while eBay charged fees. Results? Taobao ate eBay's lunch by 2006. He even threw in quirky features like live chat with sellers, which wasn't a thing back then. Jack's point is to stop chasing someone else's playbook, write your own, and make it fit your world. And let's talk about learning. Jack's a sponge. He didn't know tech, but he learned it. He taught himself English by chatting up tourists as a kid. No fancy classes, just hustle. When he started Alibaba, he soaked up everything he could about the internet, even though he called himself tech blind. He'd sit with his team, asking dumb questions until he got it, and he'd dig into stories of other entrepreneurs to figure out what worked. He even picked up tricks from teaching, keeping things simple and clear for his students, which he later used to pitch ideas. Today, he tells young people to never stop asking why or how. He says, "You don't need to know everything, just keep learning something." In 2020, studies showed lifelong learners earn up to 20% more than those who coast. Jack's living proof, stay curious, and it pays off. One more tip. Jack's big on teamwork over solo glory. He didn't build Alibaba alone, he had his 18 warriors, the gang of friends who stuck with him from day one. He says, one tree doesn't make a forest. Even when money was scarce, he kept his team united, sharing his vision instead of being selfish. He'd throw late-night brainstorming sessions in his apartment, everyone tossing ideas around like a family cooking dinner together. Jack made sure his crew felt like they owned the dream, not just him, splitting shares early on so they'd all win if it worked. He once said, "A great leader builds a team that can run without him." That's why, even after stepping back in 2019, Alibaba kept booming. By then, his workforce hit over 100,000. Proof that a solid crew beats a lone wolf any day. Jack Ma knew that for Alibaba to succeed, people had to trust it, especially in a time when online shopping in China was uncharted territory. He focused on making the platform reliable, transparent, and user-friendly, even when profits were nowhere in sight. He'd meet with small businesses himself, convincing them step by step that this wasn't a scam, but a lifeline. For example, he ensured secure payment systems to ease fears about online scams, a move that boosted user confidence big time. Studies show businesses prioritizing trust retain customers 30% longer than those that don't. That trust turns skeptical users into loyal customers, fueling Alibaba's rise. Success isn't just about flashy ideas. Put in the work to earn people's confidence and they'll stick with you through the ups and downs. Jack Ma never let success go to his head. Despite building a billion-dollar empire, he kept his quirky, down-to-earth vibe, cracking jokes about his looks and admitting his limits, like not being a tech guru. He once said, "I'm not a Superman, I'm just a normal guy who got lucky with a good team." That humility shone when he stepped down as Alibaba's chairman in 2019, trusting his team to carry the torch, a move that ensured the company's stability. Research shows humble leaders boost team performance by 25% compared to arrogant ones. Staying modest also earned him respect worldwide, amplifying his influence. So don't let wins inflate your ego. Stay real and you'll keep growing without tripping over your own pride. Jack Ma faced endless roadblocks, rejections, financial droughts, and doubters galore. But he never let them shrink his dream of connecting the world through Alibaba. He'd tell his team to look past the chaos of the moment and focus on where they were headed, like a captain steering through a storm. That long-term gaze kept them pushing forward when quitting seemed easier. For instance, during the 2000 dot-com crash when investors pulled back and Alibaba teetered, Jack rallied his crew with a clear picture of a future where small businesses thrived online, a vision that paid off big by 2003 with Taobao's launch. Studies show leaders with strong vision are more likely to navigate crises successfully. That focus turned doubters into believers and kept his team united. Don't let setbacks define your path. Hold tight to a vision that's bigger than the mess in front of you, and it'll pull you through. But here's where the road gets bumpy. Building success isn't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a grind. Jack hit a wall in the early 2000s. Alibaba was growing, sure, but it was bleeding money. Investors were antsy, the dot-com bubble had just burst, and competitors were circling like sharks. He could have played it safe, cut corners, or sold out. Plenty of startups did. Instead, Jack doubled down on his vision. He told his team, "Today is tough, tomorrow's tougher, but the day after, that's when it gets beautiful." They slashed costs, kept innovating, and by 2003, they launched Taobao, a game changer that crushed eBay in China. The problem wasn't the struggle, it was staying patient through it. Jack waited years to see profits. While others chased quick wins, he played the long game. Take 1999. Alibaba's site was up, but barely anyone used it. Jack didn't panic, he kept talking to businesses, tweaking the platform, building trust. Fast forward to 2014, Alibaba's IPO raked in $25 billion, the biggest in history. That's what patience gets you. Most people give up when the going gets tough, but Jack says that's exactly when you've got to dig in your heels. Now, let's hit the climax. The one thing Jack says ties it all together. It's belief. Not some fluffy, believe in yourself poster crap, real, gritty belief in your mission. Jack had zero reason to think he'd make it. No money, no tech skills, no connections. But he believed the internet could change lives, and he stuck to it like glue. When investors said no, when the site crashed, when people called him crazy, he didn't budge. That belief pulled him through the darkest days and turned a pipe dream into a global empire. Without it, all the tips in the world mean squat. Think about your own life for a sec. What's the one dream you've been shoving to the back burner? Maybe it's a side gig, a business, or just getting out of a rut. Jack's story proves you don't need a perfect start, you just need to start. Take one of his tips, try it out, and see where it takes you. The guy who got rejected by KFC didn't let a no stop him. Why should you? I'm sure you'll be able to achieve it all. This is the Money Channel. You will get richer.